Joining us now on the program are two individuals who are the co-founders of Blessing Bags Brigade, one of over 350 charities and nonprofits supported on the Shared Detroit platform. Joining us now are Sharon M. and Greg Monblow on today's edition of the Megacast. Thank you both for being with us today.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, glad to have you both on to talk about the Bags Brigade. Tell us about your organization, the services that you provide, and a little bit of the history of your nonprofit.
Certainly. So, in personal side, Sharon and I have been together for 33 years, 3 boys. We've been in the New Baltimore area for, the last 20 years. We founded Blessing Bags Brigade back in 2015 as a 501c3. And really, just from a history perspective, we were asked, or we offered to bring some hygiene bags down, or hygiene kits down to Detroit with a group that we know of, C4. Started with 60, and really it hasn't stopped from there. So, we've gone from 60 bags to 800 to 1,000 hygiene kits throughout our last five or 8 years.
We started We started by collecting donations. We just went downtown for a one-off serve, and we met the people down there, and we just noticed that there was such a need for a hygiene ministry. So we just continued, and we collected donations, and we did assembly parties in our home, and it just built from there. And now today, we take monetary donations and we order product direct from the manufacturer. We actually partner with a special needs school that the product gets shipped right to them, and they assemble, and then we distribute the bags out to 16 organizations around the Tri-County area that then give it out to the people that they serve.
And so you mentioned the hygiene bags earlier, but it's not just the hygiene bags that you're providing in the community. You mentioned partnerships with other organizations here in our local area and across this part of the state of Michigan. You're also helping children and seniors too. Tell us about all the different kinds of blessing bags that you're ultimately putting together with your organization.
Well, we have, these are the hygiene bags. That's how the whole thing started. Do you want to hold that? That has the whole everything in it that will give somebody hygiene for a month. So we started off with those, and then we moved on to birthday bags, which look like here. And you want to hold it? Yep. We do them for the children that reside in McCrest homeless shelter that are having birthdays. So we do, in the bag is a party for 4 that the parents can throw, or the mother can throw for the child. And it has a really nice birthday gift, that anyone would get on their birthday, that they don't have that opportunity. So we partner with McCrest doing those. And then we have senior bags. We have a designer, a woman that designs these bags so beautifully. And she makes all different messages on them for the senior bags. The birthday bags she personalizes to each child. The senior bags, we do activity. They're for homebound seniors, and we put activity items in there to help them with boredom and depression. Puzzle books and sensory items, and a hygiene bag. Socks, which we partner also with Bombas Socks. They give us how many socks?
Yeah, our Bombas relationship is we distribute about 10,000 pairs of socks annually from that partnership. So everything that we do, from the hygiene kits to what we deliver for the seniors and so on and so forth, everything is also inclusive of the Bombas socks.
Yeah. And then the other bags that we have are for foster care kids. And this is what these look like. And they're comfort bags. And we give them to an organization called Impact One and DHS. And they give them out to foster homes. So when children get taken out of their home and they go into a foster home, it's like a welcome bag to ease their anxiety. And it has sensory items. It's got coloring book, journal for the older ones. We have them separated into 4 different kinds. and they're color coordinated. We have younger girls, younger boys, older girls, and older boys. So the younger ones will get a coloring book and crayons. Older ones will get a journal and a pen. They get a hygiene bag too, because a lot of times they don't come with anything. A little stuffed animal. So it's just to ease the anxiety and say, welcome to the home and you're okay, which is our new campaign that we're going to be putting out. It's okay, just breathe. Because with all these issues with homelessness and foster care and all these demographic of people that we serve, we're not a group that's going to solve any of those issues, but we can meet them and show them love and remind them that in this moment, it's okay, just breathe. And here's a little comfort to get through this moment and what you're going through.
Joining us on today's program are Sharon and Greg Monbelow, the co-founders of Blessings Bags Brigade. You can find more information on their organization on sharedetroit.org or going directly to their website at blessingbagsbrigade.com, blessingbagsbrigade.com, and find them as well on social media, on Facebook, on Instagram, LinkedIn, and YouTube. All of those links at the bottom of their page, blessingbagsbrigade.com. Greg, Sharon, as you talk about these different bags and expanding, and there's so many different areas and so many different groups of people that may be in need of some of these items, let's talk about the story behind that. How did it go from putting together some of these bags, these hygiene bags at the beginning, to then expanding into all these different groups, and how has that partnership, those partnerships that you've developed in the community, played into providing even more to even different groups of people, as you said, Sharon, in so many different situations?
We started off looking at it when we went downtown as a physical give, for hygiene. And we soon found out that it's a lot more than that. And there's a lot of emotional issues with that. If you're not clean, you have a hard time finding a job. You have a hard time studying in school. And there's just a lot more to it. So when we realized the emotional part, we have been running the hygiene part. And Greg, you can talk about some of the organizations. I mean, it's on a larger scale than obviously what we started. When we started realizing that this is a lot of an emotional issue, we started noticing other areas that we could tap into to help on that emotional level. So just noticing around and finding areas of need, and we just kind of plugged in there.
And a lot of it, when you talk about going from that, 60 bags, we're out there once a month, we were actually feet on the street with these. And I think that's kind of where we caught the bug, right? When you're actually there, you're witnessing the people who are actually receiving the kits that we have, what they're doing with them, and really what the need is. It's a lot of our partnerships have really grown kind of by happenstance or being down there. I mean, you look at, Detroit Rescue Mission or Brilliant Detroit or Zaman, the veterans, a lot of it's word of mouth. They're contacting us, their interest, or we're contacting them. It's one of my favorite sayings that my wife really hated was, we can't say no, right? And so with us not saying no and us giving first, it grew exponentially over the last 3, 4, 5 years, where we do have those 16 plus partners, right? That we're delivering some form of, I would say, like Sharon says, some form of comfort, to these individuals. And again, I'll bring up Bombas. Bombas was, I saw it online. I'm like, hey, why not? They accepted us the first year that we applied for, and we've grown from, hey, thanks for the 2,500 pairs of socks, to, hey, here comes your 10,000 pairs of socks shipment in January, February, March of this year.
And that's good for Bombas, like you were saying. They like groups like that because we plug into so many others.
Because we distribute. So I mean, we've really gone from a feet on the street to really more of a distribution model. We're a nonprofit 501c that's really supporting other 501c3s with pieces that they're kind of missing in their book of business. So we're really supplementing what they do.
And so just in terms of scale, this operation that began with a couple on the streets seeing people in need of this, that, or the other, and putting together a bag of these physical items. How much has that grown? How many bags per year across these different kinds of bags you're providing are you actually giving out in the community between yourselves and these 16 partners?
So from an annual basis, we're probably close to 12, maybe 13,000 combined bags a year. But you want to talk about scale, each of our hygiene kits, right? They contains probably about, 10 to 15, 20 items, right? And they're little, right? So from a scale perspective, we're looking at, 120, 130, 140,000 different items, right? That we have, groups assemble for us, put in bag, box, and then we distribute those boxes out to the individual locations. So, it's kind of mind-boggling the amount of little items that go into all of this. But right, we've got a great support system that Sharon has built, especially with the special needs community like Let's School out in Clinton Township, where we're able to get them to help us assemble. Right, they get to learn about hygiene. They get something that's kind of meaningful from their school day, right, for what they do. And in the end, our partners benefit from that.
Yeah, we actually go into the school once a year when they switch students, and we do a hygiene awareness program with them so they can understand hygiene poverty and personal hygiene, which is a big issue in the special needs community. And we give them a hygiene bag. We explain their role as a brigade member and how they're playing a part in helping others. And they love that. What they're doing is meaningful. So we give them a team shirt, and explain the whole thing. And it's a beautiful thing. I mean, they really take pride and ownership of their work and learning a job skill of the assembling. And they do a beautiful job.
I think it's also important to note that with us delivering the 12 to 13,000 items a year, right? That's really only kind of the tip of the iceberg. If you look at some of the groups that we are supporting, right, we're talking, we're probably doing maybe a third of what their total population is, right? So it's not we're not at that high level. We're only a third of the way there from being able to really fully support all of our partners.
Yeah, there's a lot of room for growth. I mean, there's 1,500 Meals on Wheels people that they serve just in Macomb County. We're not even putting a dent in that at this point, Foster kids, there's 1,000 foster kids in Macomb County. So there's a lot of, the ceiling is pretty high, right now. So we also have a hygiene box that we planted in Mount Clemens that people can access hygiene products 24/7. So we stock that box and the public can come in and stock. We stock the top with our bags and the public comes in the winter, they'll put gloves and scarves and hats. In the summertime, we do, year round, we do feminine products, toilet paper, Bombas socks, so people can, and it's been doing really well. People are taking what they need and it's doing great.
These are some amazing efforts, and Greg, you mentioned it earlier that being in the action, seeing is really believing with this sort of work, seeing how it impacts these individuals, how they're just the reactions and the way that they're able to use this, and how just these little things that we take for granted each and every day have such a big impact on those that these bags are ultimately going to. And Sharon, you alluded to something very similar when you were talking about your work with these partnering organizations as well. So if people want to get involved, how can they get involved with Blessing Bags Brigade and help do all this great work that you two are doing in our community?
Well, you can visit our website, and you mentioned www.blessingbags.com. There's a ways to help link. And for all these essential bags that we do outside of the hygiene bags, we have an Amazon registry. So we put items in for the bags that people can purchase. It gets shipped to us. And then we have a church that we partner with too that assembles for us. There you can obviously give a monetary donation. What else do we have on there? Monetary donation. You can stock the box. And we also have you can fill out an info card if you want to sponsor a box. You can have a plaque put on the box, your name on a plaque on the box, and because we're going to plan on planting more and more boxes. But if you're welcome to, I have all the information on the box. You can go and put things into the box if you want. You can order off the Amazon registry. You can give a financial donation.
And if somebody wants to help immediately, we are actually have our first fundraiser of the year on June 17th. It's called the Bunko Bash fundraiser. We're looking to get 100 plus people to come into Rock Church with us and play a little bunco, have a little fun, eat some food, win some money. The information's on our website. All are welcome. It's a $20 donation to get in and get started and kind of get moving forward from there.
Yeah, right there on their homepage, blessingbagsbrigade.com. The event, it's Bunko Time, is happening June 17th. That's a week from Saturday, noon to 3 p.m., $20 for entry. Get your pizza, pop, snacks. You can get into a raffle, a 50-50 raffle, a bake sale, and it's all happening at Rock Church, 6135 County Line in Fairhaven, Michigan, 48023. Again, blessingbagsbrigade.com, or you can also get more information on this event, ways you can help, and items you can provide to help Blessing Bags Brigade do all the great work they're doing in our local area on sharedetroit.org. Sharon, Greg, thank you both so much for joining us today.
And thanks for having me. And really, I want to make sure we thank Share Detroit for making this introduction and helping us out here. So thank you. And thank you for your time.